For New Jersey. But tonight, it's a good Week 9 matchup here on a Monday night, as it'll be the LA Chargers taking on the New York Jets. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? Donovan Peoples-Jones now from the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
Take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Now a late signing let go by Minnesota in June. It's Dalvin Cook. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now Rodgers. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. And credit that sack to Robert Quinn.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on third. I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Throwing is Rodgers. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. After the turnover, here's Herbert. Got a man, it's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen with career touchdown number 60. And the Chargers take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Peoples-Jones going to elect to bring this one out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Rodgers going to throw. And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Well, this defense for the Chargers very strong in that victory a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Hey, you block over here.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On play action, Rodgers. This pass caught by Hamler. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it. Rodgers directing traffic, going to change the play. Here's Rodgers throwing on 1st down. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. So they go from 142-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. They run the counter with Cook. Tariq Woolen in on the stop. The Jets now at 2-5 to start play. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. And I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Chargers are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Flushed out right. And he wisely will throw that one away. To this game, Charles, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. A 4th down, so the Chargers trot out J.K. Scott. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. In for the sack, Deion Jones.
7-yard loss. Brings up 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, and that is incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They started on the ground with Eckler, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Talk about this Jets defense coming into this one ranked number 19 in the NFL against the pass.
And the easy thought process is that stopping the run is the least of their problems because they're facing the #1 passing team in the NFL. But if they don't stop the run as well, then that just opens up the passing game even more. They've got to do both.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And that will be incomplete.
I'll tell you what, these last couple of drives, much better from a defensive perspective. They gave up a touchdown on the opening drive, and then after forcing a punt on their last possession, it looks like they're going to get the football back again.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They're probably lucky to only be down 7-0 as they come up 1st and 10. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. And he brings this one back. It's a pick-6 and a Charger TD. Dicker down to tack on the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead.
14, Jets, nothing.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. Peoples-Jones going to elect not to run this out, and they'll begin at the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. Here's a quick throw out to Wilson. Now he's loose at the 40. And he's going to be shoved out, but not before he gets this down to the 20-yard line. A huge play there on the screen pass. 55 yards. So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. In motion right is Wilson. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. Going right back to Wilson. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. 2nd quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Chris Wormley providing a little deja vu. Back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. Offensively, might be thinking what's going on here. One for their first 7 throwing the football.
So maybe they're thinking about rethinking their strategy a little bit right now with the way that they're throwing it around, not having that success. Might have to lean on the running game for a little while and see if they can get it back in form.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
At their own 21-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. Here's 2nd and 10. Cook now off the read option. And only a couple for him there as the tackle is made at the 42. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And the Chargers are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. Herbert's throw going into the hands of Williams. From just across the midfield stripe, here's a 2nd down and 6. Back to throw here, Herbert. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. 23 yards the pickup there.
It's a gain of 23 yards. And the Chargers 1st down.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Austin Eckler, his 21st touchdown of the season, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Extra point up and good by Dicker, and the lead is up to 18 now. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. Peoples-Jones going to elect to bring this one out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. A Jet first down, 18 big yards that time.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Joey Bosa, so strong, able to fight his way in there to make the play. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Here's Rodgers to throw. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Chris Wormley able to record his 5th sack of the season. But Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. To throw, it's Rodgers. Open man here is Conklin. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Here's Rodgers. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. 24 yards the gain there. Another first down as well.
24-yard gain on the play. First down, Chargers.
Herbert. He's got his man. That's Everett, the tight end. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Justin Herbert as the first half is winding down. And the Chargers will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the rout is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Peoples-Jones going to elect to bring this one out. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
The Jets take over 1st and 10. At their own
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. Yeah, he is going to dive to the turf. Boy, a strange return there. And they're going to start with really terrible field position.
Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw there complete to Allen. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18.
First down, Chargers.
21.
Here's Herbert. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss it.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, L.A. Quentin Johnston, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers extend their lead yet again. Extra point try now from Dicker. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Chargers 35, Jets 3.
The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. Peoples-Jones going to elect to bring this one out. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. On play action, it's Rodgers. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And a completion to Wilson. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Now Rodgers going to shift him around. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Not liking the look. They'll change the play. On play action, Rodgers. Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 30. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now a give running right, it's Cook. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. And he's going to go down. They get to it back at the 40. Robert Quinn able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case,
they had pressure coming, and they got him once again. Chris Wormley bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now it's Herbert. He finds his target, Allen. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Chargers just continue to roll. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Peoples-Jones going to elect to bring this one out. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto, and so the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Here's Cook again. And he'll pick up about 3 there, up to the 43. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 10.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final.
On top of that, she good for me. Made me wanna say, even though I got